Hello and welcome to BKTV Live. Today is November 10th and we have an exciting new show for you.
That's right. Coming up on this episode, we have a segment on a recent memorial service for the first Speaker of the House and took into the staff wellness room.
TV2 students Brandon Aria and Grace Yates met up with Mr. Northern to talk about some of his hobbies, and Richard Skinner took a trip to Engler to check out the all-new inclusive playground.
And last but not least, everyone's favorite cooking show has a special surprise for us to wrap up the show. All this and stuff that matters today on BKTV Live. Welcome back, everyone. Well, the election is behind us, and hopefully we will get a break from all the political ads.
Absolutely, Caden. However, our next segment has a bit of politics involved. Jared Barnes and Jack Toney attended a recent memorial ceremony for the first Missouri Speaker of the House. Let's see what it was all about.
What's up, Farmington High School? This morning at Parkview Cemetery, there was a ceremony for Missouri's first Speaker of the House, James Caldwell. Well, he was a Revolutionary War veteran and was also Missouri's very first Speaker of the House. Many organizations for children of the Revolutionary War are here to celebrate Caldwell's legacy on Missouri and the United States.
To honor him as a DAR chapter and also the SAR and the CAR, to honor a Revolutionary War patriot is an honor that goes to him personally and or to his family, if there is any. Being a Revolutionary War patriot, serving during the Revolutionary War to help create our country. Yeah, we had members of the Daughters of the American Revolution, Sons of the American Revolution, Children of the American Revolution, plus we had several dignitaries from the House of Representatives and Congress and our local mayor. He also helped create our House of Representatives and our political system in the state of Missouri before it was a state and then after it was. He was a farmer. He settled locally in what is now Libertyville, but was called Cook's Settlement at the time. Very rural area. He adopted a son who now owns that property. Anything else?
This is Jack Toney reporting for BKTV Live.
Very interesting to know we had someone right here in Farmington who served in the Revolutionary War. Pretty cool. Thanks, Jared and Jack, for sharing this story. What do we have up next, Trent?
Well, Caden, have you noticed the buzz around wellness lately? Each week here at FHS, staff and students have been practicing Wellness Wednesdays through a variety of activities. Jace Dennison is up next with a story about a new wellness room for staff members here at FHS that can be used any day of the week. Take it away, Jace.
What's up, FHS? I'm Jace Dennison here in the FHS Fieldhouse. Behind me is the new staff wellness room. To get more information about this room, I talked to the mind behind the project, Nurse Roth.
Last year, I had the opportunity to get a grant from the state of Missouri through Missouri Healthy Schools and then our Department of Education. So it was a pretty substantial amount that I did some work for, and I tried to figure out what could we really use this for, right? Because it's big school, a lot of people, a lot of students. And I got a ton of great ideas, a ton of good things for staff and students. But the one thing that I saw the most was focusing on staff health. So wellness is not just like physical fitness. It encompasses like our mind, our body, everything, right? Our mental health. We need some place that staff can go. So whether it's on their plan period or before school, after school, weekends, anytime. So all FHS staff should have a key to get into this room. So I was like, where can they go? What can they do at their convenience on their time? Because I know we're all super busy with everything. I was lucky enough that Dr. Lamons and Mr. Rubel were on board, and they said, yeah, use this half of this room. We have this hospitality room. And so I was able to section it off and add in lots of new equipment.
I also asked about the incentives to get staff active and involved in the room.
I kind of started September with, anytime a staff comes up here and uses this room, write it down, put your name down, put it in this bucket, and at the end of September, I'll draw a name. So it's kind of a jump start, get you going, get people noticing what's up here, when they can use it, and it was fun. It was fun to see the things that they really like to use. Most of the time, I think people used the treadmills or the weight equipment that we have. So it was nice. So it's a lot to do and try to figure out what everybody would want to do. What are they going to participate in? It's not going to be boring or. But I'd like to do something at least every other month during the school year. I was able to buy all kinds of prizes. Everything from like extra workout equipment for your home or meal prep containers, and then they get to pick what they want as their prize. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Thanks to Nurse Roth for bringing us more information on this topic. Signing off for BKTV News, I'm Jace Dennison.
The Wellness Room looks like a great space. Thank you to Nurse Roth and FHS for providing this facility for our staff.
We now move into Stuff That Matters. As most of you are aware, Tuesday was Election Day. We have some of the results back already, and many of the races have been called.
Firstly, for U.S. Senator from Missouri, the current Missouri Attorney General Eric Schmidt was elected as the next U.S. Senator. Eric Schmidt will take his seat in January of next year and will serve a 6-year term. He takes the seat of retiring Senator Roy Blunt. Additionally, one of the most prominent constitutional amendments here in Missouri, Amendment 3, would legalize recreational marijuana. It appears as though Amendment 3 will pass, and come January, recreational marijuana will become legal for people 21 years or older.
In other states, there were also important Senate and House races taking place. The midterm elections determine which party will control Congress for the remainder of Biden's term. Historically, the midterms go to the opposite party of the White House. At the time of writing, it is unclear which party will control the House and Senate. Many races are too close to call. As it stands, Nevada, Georgia, and Arizona will have Senate races that are up in the air.
In weather news, Florida is set to be hit by yet another hurricane. Hurricane Nicole is currently a Category 1 storm, but expected to bring further storm surges and wind that can cause serious damage. The storm comes just weeks after Hurricane Ian struck Florida, killing over 100 and caused damage that has not yet been totaled. The hurricane is expected to hit at some point tonight.
Tomorrow is not only Friday, but it is also Veterans Day, a national holiday when we thank all veterans who served our country by serving in the military. The Farmington School District, in partnership with the City of Farmington, is hosting a breakfast for veterans and their families at the Civic Center as a small token of our gratitude for their service to our country. So from BKTV and all our students here at FHS, we thank you to all of our veterans. Your gift to our country is immeasurable and immensely important. So Trent, you got any hobbies?
Sure, Caden, I liked it.
Well, in our next story, Mr. Northern shares his hobbies with Brandon Arena and Grace Yates. Check it out.
You know what Mr. Northern does around the school, but do you know what he does in his free time?
Variety of things. I like to read, kind of into movies, science fiction, fantasy type stuff. The new, Rings of Power thing's really cool. So, kind of a gamer a little bit on the side as well. Depends. So, I do the occasional, video game or whatever, but mostly those are, strategy-based, that kind of stuff. So, but I'm into, a variety of games. So, I play, collectible card games. I have a pretty extensive Magic the Gathering collection, for example. So I'll play that with my kids sometimes, occasionally other places. Play some other, sort of miniature, tabletop games, board games. So just kind of a variety, a little bit of everything. Parts that takes a little bit of time to option do because you got to go somewhere, sit down, play, that kind of stuff. So, and then, miniature games, stuff like Games Workshop, or you may have heard of Warhammer, 40K, that kind of thing. I don't really play the big one because those are huge armies of stuff. But they make some small scale games where you have you might have say 10 or 12 models, for example, against another team of 10 or 12 where you kind of move around the tabletop. So then you're basically building models, putting them together. Then you got to paint them, and you got terrain or scenery that kind of go on. I've got a big sort of nerd area in my basement with tons of stuff set up. Getting to work with kids usually is the main thing. So a lot of people would say, since you get to do discipline stuff, sometimes that's the bad part. Because occasionally kids make bad choices or whatever. But way more often than that, you get to talk about kids cool things that they did, cool opportunities they have. You get to see examples where they do something nice for somebody else. A lot of times see them win things that like sports or like academic competitions, or go to cool stuff like robotic club or dance competitions, whatever. It's kind of cool to see kids doing the things they like to do.
Wow, who knew all that about Mr. Northern? Thanks, Brandon and Grace.
Up next, Richard Skinner went on location to the new Play It Forward playground at Engler Park.
The playground just opened a few weeks ago and provides a safe, fun place to play for children of all abilities. Richard gives us some insight into how this inclusive playground came to be and why it's great for children in our community.
What's up, Knights Nation? My name is Richard Skinner. We are here at the Play It Forward playground in Engler Park, where we get to see children play on its second day of its opening. And every single elementary school in the Farmington School District brought their kids here so they could play on the swings, the brand new equipment that Farmington and the other sponsors helped make possible. What is your name?
Terry Morton.
What was your role in the Play It Forward?
So I was just one of the primary committee members that we got together frequently to help get it all happening. Well, we thought that it was important because a lot of kids with different abilities didn't really have a place where they could participate with kids of like more typical abilities. So they would be more separated whenever they would go to a playground, and this way they can all play together. So we started talking about the product, like and what we needed, what we wanted, and just the entire project back in 2019. So it's been kind of ongoing since then, but as far as actual construction, I believe they started in May, and so then we were able to just open, yesterday. So it was basically the summer months. I kind of like the open space. I feel like there's lots of place for kids to actually play like on the equipment, but then you have a very good sight line, and there's plenty of room just out here for kids to also run around, and it's all enclosed, so you don't have to worry about any little ones running off. So if you notice, you can get on the entire thing, whether you're in a wheelchair, requiring a walker, or any kind of like brace and type thing, you can get on the entire surface. You might not be able to get off on all of the things, but you can get on all of it. And there are several sensory items, and just try to have safe spaces, places back, just to make it so that people with all kinds of different physical limitations or maybe emotional, mental differences would be able to enjoy it. Well, so yesterday when we had the grand opening, we had like a ribbon cutting. We had somebody get up and speak first, and as soon as they got done speaking, they opened the gate and just seeing all the kids run in. There were so many, and they just ran everywhere, and they were just so excited. And so we were excited to see them, just excited that they've been looking forward to it.
What is your name?
My name is Caitlin Wiles.
What is your role upon the Play It Forward in the parkland?
Well, I am the physical therapist for the Farmington School District, so I get to work with kids to help build their gross motor skills, and so this is the perfect place to build gross motor skills. The playground is important because I think every kid deserves the ability to get to go play and have fun and be safe while they're doing it. So this playground allows every child, no matter what physical limitations they may have, they can still enjoy themselves here.
I believe this is an amazing playground for people of all abilities to come here and play, no matter what their abilities or anything. Reporting for BKTV News, I'm Richard Skinner.
The new playground looks amazing. What a great addition to Engler Park. Thanks, Richard.
Now to wrap up our show, we have a special What's Cooking.
That's right. Sam and Chris take us behind the scenes at a brand new fine dining kitchen in the area. Let's see what they cook up.
What's up, FHS, and welcome back to another episode of What's Cooking. In this episode, we're going to be getting a little fancier. We're going to be going to Crown Point's new restaurant, The Point, to make some lobster carbonara. But before we do that, let's get some input from the students.
Sure. No, you have to. No, you have to. It's too late. I already said your name. Favorite type of seafood?
My favorite type of seafood is fried catfish.
Good one. You, what is your favorite type of seafood?
Shrimp.
Good one. Actually, that's not a good one. Shrimp is the worst food of all time. All right, what's your favorite type of seafood?
Favorite type of seafood?
Calamari.
It's expensive.
I like squids. Mr. Kenner.
No. What is your favorite type of seafood?
I don't like seafood.
It's fair. Yo, yeah. What is your favorite type of seafood?
Favorite type of seafood? I would say, oh shoot, what are those things called that swim around?
Fish?
yeah, those things. Those things are pretty cool.
Yeah, all right, cool. What is your favorite type of seafood?
Shrimp.
It's a good one. Don't just side-eye us. What's your favorite type of seafood?
Seafood, shrimp.
It's a good one.
We're here at the Point with Executive Chef Chris Stein to make our lobster carbonara.
Now let's head back to the kitchen and see how it's done.
Thanks for having us back in the kitchen, Chef Stein.
It's a pleasure to have you here.
All right, do you want to go ahead and show us how it's done?
Yep.
Perfect.
Today we're going to make carbonara. It's a beautiful dish in its simplicity. And there's really only 5 basic ingredients. We'll be using pancetta, Parmesan and Romano cheeses, fresh peas, eggs, pasta, and here at the Point we make ours a little special by adding lobster to our carbonara. So it's not a traditional in that sense, but that's how we kind of elevate it and take it up a notch. So the first thing we want to start with is our pancetta. So we want to start with about 4 ounces. We'll do small to medium dice on this pancetta. We're gonna dice this up. Pancetta is nice in that it has a lot of fat, and that's where a lot of the flavor comes from in this dish. We like to say in the kitchen, you want your pasta water to taste as salty as the ocean. I'm gonna go ahead and drop. This is a fresh fettuccine. It's got a nicer texture than the dry stuff that you normally find in the store. The lobster tail, we're gonna poach with a little white wine and butter. That's a Chardonnay in there that we get from Crown Valley. And butter. I'm gonna go ahead and take the lobster out of the shell, and we'll save these shells and we make a seafood bisque. It's gonna take about 2 to 3 minutes to poach. The pancetta is gonna take about 4 to 5 minutes to get that nice and browned up. While that's working, I'm gonna get my eggs going for the pasta. I start with 2 whole eggs. And with this one, we're just gonna use 1 egg yolk. We're gonna add some grated Parmesan, a couple ounces of the grated Parm, and then a couple ounces of the grated Romano. And mix this up. This will be the basis of the sauce. Let's add just a little bit more of the Parmesan because you can never have enough cheese. I'm gonna go ahead and add a little bit of garlic now. Just a little pinch. You wait to add this because you don't want it to brown as your pancetta's cooking. And add a little bit of sweet peas. And the key with carbonara, because you're adding the raw egg into the dish, you really don't want to cook the egg. And a little bit of the pasta water in there is a good thing. It's looking nice. Like so.
Enjoyed it. Cheers.
Oh, is it?
Oh, that's good. Really good. And that's not even the lobster. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Good job, Chef.
Thank you.
That's it for this episode of What's Cooking.
And thanks again to Crown Point for letting us come and cook in their new restaurant.
And make sure to tune in to our next episode of What's Cooking.
That lobster looked absolutely delicious. Thanks again to The Point and Chef Stein for sharing this recipe with us. Nice job, Chris and Sam.
Well, that's all we have for today. For now, this has been Trent Galzinski
and Caden Foster reporting for
BKTV Live.